All right, when you want to make adjustments for your swing, the very first thing you want to do is check your grip and your setup. So today we're going to talk about the grip. We know if we divide it into like two big chunks, there are two different styles of gripping the club. What I teach is the modern grip where the shaft is, this is a 7-iron, that butt end of the shaft is pointing just left of my belly button, about 1/2 inch. And then when you grip, you have a slight angle on your lead wrist. This is the modern way of gripping it versus classical, what we call like the 80s style. But classical swing is actually a lot older swing, right? So classical swing is when that butt end is pointing at your lead hip bone and you're gripping it more in the palm and your wrist is fairly flat at the setup. Boom, this way. Let me just give you a comparison of the two and then show you how to grip it modern. For the modern grip, your shaft is more perpendicular to the ground and you're gripping it more in the fingers. When you grip it more in the fingers, you are able to have more control of the club, meaning you're not going to lose it as much, and you can also control the pressure of your grip so you can grip it as lightly as possible and not lose the club. You can also hinge really well. This is hinging, boom, because of the light pressure plus how the wrist is set up at the address with the angle. It's allowing you to hinge correctly. So hinging becomes really easy, which is going to affect your swing plane a lot. And also, all of those combined is going to give you a higher club head speed for sure. We see that a lot of pros are gripping it more modern ways. It's just the modern swing started to form for efficiency and higher probability of great swing, and also to suit the modern technology that has started change. There are still a lot of teachers that do teach the classical way, the 80s style of gripping the club. There's no right or wrong, it's just different styles, that's all. I teach modern, so I prefer you guys to grip it modern so that way you can apply all the rest of the swings that I teach you correctly. With the classical grip, you grip it more in the palm, which means it's going to be very difficult to adjust your grip pressure, so amateurs tend to grip it super tight when they have the club in their palms. And with that grip, now the wrist becomes flat at setup, so that's going to really make it difficult for amateurs to hinge. And a lot of the times the classical way of gripping, I was taught, and a lot of you guys were taught, to hinge by rotating the hands. This is incorrect, but if you have the classical grip, then it's a lot easier to rotate to try and hinge than the correct way. Hinge, this is unhinge. Cocking, uncocking, right? This is rotation, this is turning, not hinging, right? So when you have the classical grip and your hands are lean forward, the most common fault I see with that is they turn to hinge, so you go under the plane. From here, if you move your body correctly, now your club is way behind you. With this kind of swing plane, there's really no way you can make great contact with the golf ball, so you do all these compensations on the way down. Your body is very smart. Once your turns, then your body's going to resist from turning because you want to keep this head from going way behind you and keep it somewhere in front of you, so it's also going to interfere with your correct body turn as well. I'd rather you guys try the modern way, so let me show you that in detail. Modern is when the grip end is pointing 1/2 inch left of the belly button and it's in the fingers, boom, with the angle. You see that angle there, right? And both the thumbs pointing at the right shoulder. The classical way is when this pointing at the left hip and you're more in the palms. Okay, and with the wrist flat this way. Okay, with the modern grip, you're gonna start this way. Your lead hand, you're gonna divide your palm into 3. That's 1 right there. Tip of your thumb is 2, and then you're gonna look at the grip. Pretend this is a clock. So 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all this top part is 12 o'clock, okay? All of this is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, okay? You're gonna go ahead and put 1 on 12, and then 2 on 12, and then 3 is wrap the fingers. So it goes like this, 1, 2, wrap. I made you wrap last because we're trying to wrap it without much pressure. If you start this way, the placement gets off and you're gonna be in your palms again. So 1, 2, wrap. You're gonna feel a little bit of a gap in your palm, in the middle of your palm. I need you to feel that. It's in the fingers. You have a little angle. Thumb is at the trail shoulder. The right hand now. I talk about this in core decks a lot, so we're gonna focus on the index, which is part of the core decks, okay? Index, you're gonna put a line here, X here, dot inside the thumb, and then the right hand becomes a wall behind the club face. So when you strike the golf ball, this can twist, but because the right hand is behind the grip here, it's going to help from not twisting as much because it becomes a wall, okay? At 3 o'clock is which the right hand goes into. X is at 4, dot is at 11:30, and you're gonna make sure you're not gripping it separately like this, but pushing into each other so they're connected like right in your thumb and the palm. Everyone's gonna be different depending on how big your hands are, small your hands are, but you're gonna feel the connection between the two. That's gonna let you relax the fingers more. This is gonna give you really nice hinging. Boom, 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 hinging this way, okay? Boom, this is the hinge. This isn't the hinge, this is rotation. To get used to this grip, you're gonna have to put the club head down first. Make sure it's square, and then make sure that grip is pointing just left of the belly button. Once you have that setup going, then you can go into your left hand, 1, 2, 3, and then right hand, X and dot. And then during the swing, the pressure is very important. Imagine you're holding a banana in your hands and you're swinging at the golf ball. You don't want to squish the banana because it's going to be inedible, but you want to hold it so the banana doesn't fly away when you're swinging, right? So that's, I call it 20% pressure, just enough to not lose it, but not squash it. So that's what you're feeling with your grip, holding a banana. And every single shot, I want you to do this. Place the club in the correct position. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, X and dot. And then during the swing, you're gonna focus not on how the golf ball goes, but on your grip, finger placement, and your pressure. I don't care how you hit it. If you're trying to fix your driver wood hybrid irons, it does not matter. I want you to start with a shorter club, like an 8 iron, 7 iron, something you have good control over, so that way you can work on these things with ease. And eventually, it's all the same concept for every club. So eventually, this is going to come out with whatever club you choose to hit. So tee it up for a 7 iron, and every shot, place the club, 1, 2, 3, X and dot. Every single time. You do this enough times, you're gonna get over the wall and go boom, boom. You can grip it like a pro. And then during the swing, focus on the placement and the pressure. This is really going to help you fix any of the swing flaws you have, so make sure to start with your grip. Hope you guys were able to follow along. Make sure to keep up with the rest of the series so we can hit that golf ball longer and straighter. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Mwah.